The Minister for Emergency Management met with national officials today after Newshub revealed authorities in Hawke's Bay knew of serious risks to homes the evening before the region flooded but failed to act. Following the meeting, Kieran McAnulty confirmed things went wrong.
And tonight, Newshub can reveal there were also known communication issues with critical river level measurement technology 4 days before the flood hit. Investigations correspondent Michael Morra has the story.
The water in the Esk River is finally running clear, surrounded by the scarred landscape, evidence of what happened here 6 months ago.
This is a lot of flood debris. We've got tools, compressors, broken bits of cars.
Dan Gale owns the campground here. He evacuated guests on the Sunday and Monday on his own initiative, but says local authorities were silent.
It's just appalling that there wasn't a height when the Esk River hit a certain height that they didn't push the button and say, get gone.
Last night, Newshub revealed local authorities knew homes were at risk, but it was 9 hours before the first emergency text alert was issued to people in Eskdale. Those in Risington did not get any warning despite officials knowing river levels had hit above 50-year highs at 9:42 p.m. Today, the Minister asked national emergency officials for a please explain.
As soon as I saw that report on Newshub last night, I asked for an urgent briefing from them. I was pretty keen to know what advice they got in that time period.
He confirmed local authorities did not pass on to national officials what they knew.
So that's a real worry that didn't filter through. There were things that went wrong, and it's on us to make sure that we prevent that happening again.
Tonight, Newshub can reveal more concerning revelations relating to telemetry or river sensors. Emails obtained by Newshub show on February 10, 4 days before the flood, the council's principal engineer asked if there were any telemetry issues preceding the oncoming rain and wind. The head of the hydrometric network responded saying one site was having communication issues, referring to this as, quote, quite normal, and data is late. Heading there now to try and install the new digital radio. At another site, there was slightly intermittent data transfer.
It says they're not prepared. They don't have plans and procedures in place.
Because clearly there's systemic failure going on, and the responsibility of civil defence is to make sure our systems are up and running, that telemetry was working, that the early warning systems were functional, and clearly that didn't happen, and we need to know why.
Leaders of both Civil Defence and Regional Council have refused interviews, but Councillor Neil Curtin accepts mistakes have been made by both agencies.
Well, I certainly think there has been significant failures occurring in our processes and the management of the early warning system.
Early warning systems, the most critical tool to get people to safety, poorly maintained, and even when danger signs were obvious, the warnings came too late.
Let's go to Michael now. Kia ora, Michael. So what do residents want to see happen?
Well, Mike, locals like Dan Gale, who you saw in my story just there, say it is astounding that Civil Defence does not have a set river level height which triggers an automatic evacuation order. For example, at 2:10 in the morning of the flood, the Esk River rose to 8.19 metres. Officials knew this, and it was the highest the Esk River had ever been, but even at that stage, no evacuation order was made. So Dan Gale would like to see a nationwide system for all riverside communities. Now, former Police Commissioner Mike Bush has been asked to review the Civil Defence response here in Hawke's Bay, so clearly, Mike, a lot more to come on this yet.
Mike, tēnā koe.